Yeah, very well. We'll train him today and we expect him to get through. There's no soreness in the knee now, but yeah, there's no doubt during the game in that last quarter we all had grave concerns over what it would be, and Stu's got a very good body in terms of very durable, and the physios and doctors have been terrific this week and working with him to get him up.
There was no doubt about pressing him just one more week to make sure that he was fine, wanting to get him back.
It's pretty much bruising, so if it's a bruise, then that underplays how bad the bruise was. But for structural damage, we certainly wouldn't have risked him. But the bruise, and yeah, he's ready to play, so we're excited about it.
Does he need sort of a fitness test of sorts, or he just has to get through the session?
No, he just has to get through training, really, and we're pretty confident he will. He's got through everything so far this week. He's run Monday, he's run Wednesday, he's run Thursday. Just get through today, and there's no reason why he won't get through today. So we're very confident.
Are you close to playing one early this week?
Look, we made a decision probably late last week, not to even try and push him. We thought after he did the hamstring against Carlton that he'd play in sort of 21 days, but just, I suppose, with our history, we've just gone a little bit more conservative. He's running flat out. He's ready to play next week, but we just want to make sure that we don't have a recurrence, because then it's another 4 or 5 weeks.
Is that the same as Tate Bears?
Pretty much, yeah. Tate, exactly the same, really. I think this time of year, any time of year with soft tissue injuries, you need to be careful.
I know you've only been here sort of 15 months. Was this one of the bigger games the footy club's played since you've been here?
Look, it's an important game for us, there's no doubt. It's big for our supporters. I think our members certainly haven't had a home game to come to of this magnitude so far this year. So for our supporters it's big, and for us internally it's big. We're playing the best team in the competition and top of the ladder, so we're keen to do well.
James, I also like to play a lot of the game in the front half of the ground too. Is that going to be, you talk about your defensive improvement, is that going to be your sort of biggest test of your defensive improvement you've had?
Yeah, probably. I think that when you play the best team, it's always a test of your defence. We need to try and keep it in our half more than they keep it in their half, and that's a defence all over the ground, rather than just your back six.
So you need to defend the square a little bit too. They also pretty aggressive at the stoppages in the centre square.
They're very good in the stoppages, and that's up to our midfielders to do well in that area. So we've done okay against certain teams this year, or we've done better than okay. We've done very well against certain teams, and probably let ourselves down a week or two here or there. But certainly we're confident our midfield can at least match it with West Coast, and we hope to beat them in that area.
Carlton play similar style to you? Obviously stood up against them. Is it sort of similar?
I think they're different. They're very different personnel. They play a different style, but there's no doubt both their midfielders are very good.
Tackling technique at all?
We haven't really. We train our tackling every week. We think we're a good tackling team, and we need to be a good tackling team. The issue of whether they duck or not just hasn't been an issue internally. We think there's a lot more areas of the Eagles that we need to concentrate on than what's been in the papers so far this week.
Do you feel the umpires will be a bit more on guard?
I can't speak for the umpires, Jules, but I do know that you'd have to be, blind Freddie, not to know that there's been some stuff in the press about it, and that Jeff Geeshan's talked about it. But the message to our players is get in for the ball first. And I think if you get in for the ball first, you don't have to worry about what your tackling technique is.
Sheets came out last night, James, in regards to the AFL changing rules mid-season with the sliding stuff. Do you agree with that?
Do I agree with Sheeds? Yeah, I always agree with Sheeds. He's always right. He's my old coach, so he's got a point.
So you would like not to see rules changed during the year?
Look, it depends what it is, but I think this one's a very grey area. I think there's a big difference to me between the Lindsay Thomas incident and the Broughton incident and the Adam Goodes incident, and I think that I've been on record before saying that unfortunately what happened with Gary Rowan, it's very unfortunate, but Lindsay Thomas was going for the ball, and it wasn't. It's very hard in the split second not to go to ground when the ball's there, and you've got to stop and prop and protect yourself as well. So that's probably where I stand on the issue.
Will you change the way that any of your 22s growing up will approach a similar ball?
Well, you can't change players in 3 or 4 days about how they approach the ball. It's go and get the ball, go as hard as you can at the ball, always look at the ball, don't try and hurt your opponent, but make sure that you don't hurt yourself. That's our theory.
Is it a bit of an overreaction? I mean, is sliding as big a problem as the AFL is making out that it is?
Would you like me to say it's an overreaction? Look, there's a lot of issues the AFL has to take into account, but in terms of our players and how we handle the rules, we're going to play the game exactly the same way we've played it all year, and it's very hard to go and tell players today to change the way they play.
James, Ryan Meeks probably doesn't need to duck to get a high tackle. Do you know much about it?
169 centimetres, is that right? Yeah. No, he's nippy forward and can kick goals, and we've got to be on our guard. And the great thing about the West Coast Eagles is the way their structure and the way they play the game. And they've got fantastic personnel, a lot of talent. But the thing we've been most impressive about is it doesn't matter who comes in, they play to that structure and play to that system, and they're the hard teams to beat. So we've got our work cut out tomorrow night. We've got people over there watching, and we've got a report on him on my desk. So yeah, we've had a good look. But it's, as I said, it's not just about the individual players; it's the way they play. And the most impressive thing about West Coast, probably since this time last year, is the way they've played to their system, and it's a very hard system to beat.
You can get a more accurate guide of how you're going after tomorrow night's game.
I think every time you play, you get a really, it's an indication of how you're going. We've had some good performances this year, but again, playing against the best is always an indication of how well you're going. It's a big game for both clubs, and we're keen to play well.
There's been a lot of sort of positive press about Essendon this week. Is that sort of the next step for the players, sort of dealing with a bit more added expectation?
Yeah, it is, but I always think it's better to get positive press than negative press, and this club's had a fair share of negative press over the last 2 or 3 years, and we're happy to get the positive press rather than get negative things written about us. I don't have a jacket, but I might give the coach Sheeds a call and see if he's got that old jacket lying around. If we get a win, we'll be very happy.
So the Eagles' strength, one of their strengths is the ruck. Given that now Louis is not there, you've got two good ruckmen yourself.
Yeah.
You can throw at Cox. Do you think you've almost got an advantage in that area?
I'd never say when Dean Cox is in the ruck you've got an advantage. He's a very crafty ruckman, fantastic around the ball, but also good on the spread, and he's an extra midfielder. So again, our two guys have got, Paddy and Tom have got their work cut out for them to at least break even. But the good thing about Tom and Patrick is they're in good form, and it's another challenge for them to come up against the best, probably the best ruckman in the last 20 years, and try and beat him. And they've also got Lyce up there, so he'll play a significant role as well.